How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome to an update video. This should be the second from last one of 2021. I had planned on doing this a little earlier, but I wanted to wait for a few more things to talk about so that I can ramble for as long as needed, as I tend to do in all honesty. But yes, welcome back to an update video regardless. I hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are staying safe. I know COVID is still rearing its ugly head. It definitely is not disappearing as quickly as I would love it to. I'm sure we'd all love that to go away. And I hope that you all are just doing healthy regardless and staying safe in these really weird and not really fantastic times, I guess you could say. I'm doing okay myself. I'd like to start off this update video talking about what's going on in my life, especially since my last update video, which was back in April. I'm doing okay personally. I have been as healthy as I can be, at least I think, but we'll definitely touch up on that a little later. In my last update video, I talked about a surgery that I was getting on my wrist. I had a cyst there, and it was removed, and I think I'm doing just fine. There's a beautiful scar. I don't think I'll show it in the video. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'll think about it while I'm editing, but surgery was great. Definitely took some time to recover, to have that full hand motion, but I only had like a day when I guess, how could you say, just did not feel great. I avoided narcotics. Luckily, I was prescribed narcotics, as you tend to be prescribed in these types of surgeries. Did not need to take any of them, maybe one on my first day, but I basically stuck with ibuprofen, and I was totally fine. How did my controller end up over there? Let's move that back to where it's supposed to be. Anyways, yeah, surgery was great. And another thing that I talked about in the previous update video was school. I was in my final semester, and I was honestly thinking I was going to fail. Like, seriously, I can't remember why exactly. I think I really pushed school out of my mind ever since I finished. But yes, in case you guys did not see the community post that I made around the time, I have officially finished. I am done being a student, hopefully for the rest of my life. At least a computer science student. I have graduated with my bachelor's degree in science towards computer science. Hooray me. I've already framed my degree. I don't have it up anywhere yet, but it is framed. It is securely in a not too expensive frame. I didn't want to spend $100 on a fucking frame. That's ridiculous, but it's in a good looking frame along with my associate's degree that I got in community college, and I'm done. As far as I can tell, am done with computer science in terms of my education with it. And right now, I'm just doing the same old work that I've been doing. Nothing computer science related, but it's the work that I've been doing for almost a year while I was finishing up school. I don't know if I talked too much about it, but it's really just office work. It's nothing too crazy. Again, not focused towards computer science, programming, anything of that sort. But I do utilize a lot of technology and computer related stuff with what I do, and I try to stay active amongst the programming knowledge that I've learned and really just, you know, software in general. I try to stay up on it, but still working, still keeping up on the work. But the real question is, now that I have my degree, what do I want to do with it? And that's been my question that I've been asking myself for a while. I've been applying here and there, but not really looking. I don't know if you can call that laziness, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, ever since, I don't know, maybe last year, like a year or so ago, the fall 2020 semester, COVID was still going on. So I was still doing school from home. Yeah, just motivation and everything just started disappearing. Not going to lie. It was really just disappearing, and that's not really a good sign. I was really scared that I'd fail that semester as well due to a class that had a ridiculous project. We had to design a battleship game with web programming, so like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a lot of server-side stuff like PHP and some databasing. If any of that made any sense to you guys, then hooray, but our instructor sucked. He really did, and to throw a project at us like that was really, really daunting. So I'm happy that I actually passed that semester, really happy I passed this previous one, but definitely these past 2 semesters drained my soul. Definitely drained me from my interest in computer science. So I'm not exactly sure where I want to go with all this education that I've acquired. but I do have a degree, 2 degrees on me, an associate's and bachelor's. There are doors open. My resume looks better than somebody that just got out of high school, or at least I hope. So I definitely put in the work to hopefully find myself with a good job eventually. Not to say that my current job isn't good, but I definitely would like to go for something more high paying and start thinking about, the rest of my life, as I'm sure a lot of people around my age would start to do. But enough about my life. There are some things I'd like to talk about, like in regards to my health near the end of this video. But let's talk about YouTube, the YouTube channel, the YouTube channel that this update video is going to go up on. So I've got 3 main playthroughs going on right now. Higurashi, which is my number 1. I tend to have a playthrough that I focus on the most. It is definitely Higurashi, and it's more like multiple playthroughs because of the chapters. They're divided up. I kind of relate this close to Wonderful Everyday. You have to go through each of the sections one by one. I am not slowing down like I'd like to in order to prevent a burnout, but I am having a lot of fun with Higurashi, and a lot of people are sticking with me, those that have played it, those who haven't, and it's been a lot of fun going through it. It really does remind me of not necessarily Steins Gate, but Chaos Child and Wonderful Everyday. Those playthroughs were a lot of fun with those that haven't gone through it, so they were going through it with me for their first time, and those that did and were kind of helping me out. Not necessarily backseat gaming, but just assisting me, because I am a little slow. Not sure if you guys have caught on to that yet. I'm also doing the Grisaia spin-off game, the idol magical girl Chiru Michiru. The only way I actually was able to read off the title of the game there is because I have it up on my screen. But yes, the Michiru Grisaia spin-off game, I'm going through that a little slow because it's just a shits and giggles game. It's really just a parody of the, I guess, cliches that you see in a lot of anime. Not necessarily towards magical girls, but kind of in general when you think about it. And the other playthrough that I'm doing at the slowest speed imaginable here on the channel is Steins Gate Linear Bounded Phenogram. I did the other Steins Gate spin-off game, I guess a little after I uploaded the previous update video, I think. And the reason why it's taking so long is because it's taking a while to get with Aura to finish off the section of the game that we decided to do together for whatever reason. I don't even remember what our original reason was. I thought it would just be fun to have him on for a chapter or a section in the game. We're just taking our sweet time to finish that, but I think we're almost done, so then I can speed through the rest of it, and then I can no longer touch a Steins Gate game on my channel, because, not gonna lie, very burned out on Steins Gate. There's a lot of Steins Gate on the channel. There's also a lot of Grisaia. There really is. And speaking of Grisaia, again, I have finally finished the next iteration in my Grisaia anime analysis project, and I do plan on getting started on the next part very soon. I think shortening these videos and not going for the longest ever really helped in preventing a burnout, or I guess avoidance, and doing the next part of the project, so I should eventually be getting to that. I'm very excited to continue that on. I think the previous episode, or previous video in the project, was pretty good, utilizing a lot of the stuff that I've learned, and I look forward to making the next one. I hope a lot of you guys do as well. So to finish up talking about things with the channel, we've pretty much talked about the playthroughs. So to finish up, just want to mention a few things, like I'm still waiting to do Chaos Head Noah. That's still being worked on with the Committee of Zero team. They are, I think, getting pretty damn close to finishing up. I think they're more or less in the editing phase. They've already translated the bulk of it. Like, I'm pretty sure 99% of it is translated. So now it's just whatever type of editing needs to go into a translated or fan-translated visual novel. Especially since they're bringing it over from console to PC, or at least I think they are. I actually don't know how all this works. But regardless, that is the big game or visual novel that I'm waiting on. I'm very excited to go through it. I am holding off from even playing the normal Chaos Head because I want to jump into everything that Noah has to offer. I want to say that this is the definitive version to play, so I'm still holding off on regular Chaos Head to play Noah once it's fully translated and ready to go. And I'm still considering recommendations that you guys give to me. I always go back to the videos where I ask for recommendations, or posts where I ask for recommendations, or videos where I not necessarily ask for recommendations, but get them anyways. I tend to go back, consider them, and I guess just leave mental notes. It's just kind of tough right now because I kind of get stuck in these long-running games like Higurashi, and I'm kind of stuck with those for very long periods of time, and I have to finish those before I can jump into anything, not necessarily major, but to add to my growing list, because I've had Steins, which isn't a very long game. I've had that on my list for a while, and I haven't had the Grisaia spinoff on my list for a while, but I am taking that pretty slow, and it's not a long game either. It's just I don't want to build my list of playthroughs to be so stressful on it, I guess you could say. And I think that's it for like playthroughs and channel related things. That's my microphone. I shouldn't hit that. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. Oh yeah, I got a tattoo. I did the ToonFest For Charity thing again. I do that on a yearly basis. I don't know if I announced it on the channel, but I got a tattoo of our logo because we raised $5,000. We've raised more than we've ever raised in a year. I think all of our events together combined has been completely beaten out by this one singular year. We really did great. We raised a lot of money for children's hospitals, and I guess to celebrate, I got the logo tattooed on my leg. And maybe I'll post a photo of that, because I do have a photo of that. It's all dependent on whenever I edit. That was another fun thing. Completely not channel related, but I didn't throw that on my list of topics to talk about. Felt like I should at least talk about that. And now for the final section of this update video, which will take a little bit of a, not necessarily darker turn, but gonna be talking about a little bit more serious things that have been on my mind recently. And hopefully I don't run out of breath here, because the longer that these update videos go on, the more out of breath I am towards the end. I don't know if you guys ever caught on to that. Recently, my mental and physical health have been on my mind. I recently got a physical, and the only thing that was notable was that I have a vitamin D deficiency, which I don't think is anything to be too concerned about. I was prescribed, and that'll be taken care of, but recently my physical health has just been kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. I've gone to the gym for the past few months. I've started going back to the gym and have felt great in that regard, but here and there I just feel weak. I don't know how to explain it. I'll keep tabs on that. I don't think it's anything too concerning, but this whole weekend, this 3-day weekend for Labor Day, I've just felt out of it, so out of it. And it started on Friday, so before the weekend even started. Very unsure about that. And my mental health has just been all over the place. I mean, I told you guys earlier in regards to school, my motivation has died for computer science, and my mental health had a play in that. Obviously, mental health is going to play in losing motivation in really anything when you think about it. And even now, my mental health has just been, it's been kind of back and forth. I don't really talk about this all that much. I keep it bottled in like you're not supposed to. And I don't really think this is the place to talk about this sort of stuff, but I like to keep you guys in the know with how things are with me and how things are with the channel. So I'm keeping an eye on my health, and in regards to my health, I think it'd be best to take a break from YouTube at some point. I don't know when, I don't know how that's all going to go down. Kind of thinking maybe taking a 1-month break at some point, but I'd at least like to finish the playthroughs that I currently have going on, which kind of defeats the point of a break. But anyways, I think it'd be good to take a step away from my regular routine and try to unwind, make sure that I am okay, and allow my health to kind of get back to where it was. And not necessarily blaming YouTube or anything like that, but I think taking a load off of my shoulders that I currently have would be beneficial to me. I don't know how I'm going to go about this. I really don't. But I will, I'll keep you guys updated for sure. I know that I don't like to take breaks at all. I think the most I've taken was like a 1-week break, or maybe a 2-week break for like finals and such, or mandatory breaks because of stuff that I get in trouble for with YouTube or something. But the point is that I think a voluntary break would be good, to step away and allow myself to kind of refresh, I guess you can say. And again, I will keep you guys updated on all that. I won't just disappear, but I've never actually taken a month-long break or anything like that voluntarily. Like I said, 2 weeks probably was the most that I took a break for, and that was most likely for like school or whatever. So this will be different in all my years of YouTube, to finally maybe take a much needed step away, just in case, and probably for my benefit. And I hope that you guys will understand if that does happen. I'll have to work through all that. But before I take any sort of break, or maybe after, I don't know, I definitely am thinking of rebranding my channel. Might redo my little picture again, so it won't be the little figure with the sweater looking freaked out or poker faced as always. Which, by the way, really beautiful art. Definitely got to thank Lucy for creating this for me. Definitely got to thank her for that. Link to her stuff is somewhere in the description as usual, but might rebrand at some point. Not exactly sure in what sort of direction. It's just something I'll have to think about before or after my potential break. And another thing I need to work on, which is completely unrelated, is my Patreon, because 1, I'm no longer a student, and 2, any money that I get through YouTube and Patreon, I need to preface a little bit better that that'll go to specifically like getting games or visual novels or whatever, because I feel nasty whenever I have to buy like a $40 game or something to record for YouTube, but it might not work out. I'm kind of looking at Kingdom Hearts on that one, but that is the risk I take. And plus it's also a game I want, so I guess I can't really complain. The point is that I think that I should preface a little bit more is that money that I receive from the YouTube and Patreon side is to benefit the YouTube channel or the Twitch channel or whatever, and not for its original purpose of give me money so that I may survive better or whatever, because I have a job now and I'm not a student. Things are a lot different than when I created the Patreon. And I think that's it. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I think I accidentally made this update video a little longer than I wanted to, but I did say in the beginning that I wanted to wait a little bit longer to make this update video because I wanted to add more things to talk about. Boy, did I have some things to talk about. And boy, did I have things to ramble on about. Thank you for listening to this, guys, though. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support that you've given me in watching my videos, leaving likes, subscribing, or anything. Really, any bit of support that you guys have given me is absolutely great. Thank you to those that have subscribed to me on Patreon or the YouTube membership thing. Thank you to really all of you for whatever you do to support me. I really do appreciate it. And speaking of that channel or YouTube channel membership thing, I've kind of experimented with doing recording sessions of visual novels like Higurashi as like live recording sessions. So I'll record and have them live. I won't interact with chat during the live stream, but before and after I will. And then I will have those set to where YouTube members and patrons can watch those streams as a way to get a quick jump on something that I've recorded. So you get to watch something early. Kind of figuring if I should work that in as a benefit or something that I do a little bit more often. Kind of thinking about that. Totally forgot to put that on my list of topics, which is why I'm throwing that in here at the end. But thank you again for listening, guys. Sorry for all the rambling. And yeah, thank you for the support. And I will catch you in another video. Take it easy, guys.